Mary was the only daughter of her parents. She grew up in a small town with her mother, Grace, and her father, Daniel. Her parents loved her deeply, but Mary was known for one thing: she was very stubborn. As a little girl, she never listened to instructions. When her mother asked her to wash the plate, she would complain. And when her father advised her to stay away from bad friends, she ignored him. As she grew older, her behavior became worse. Mary, please come home early today, her mother would always say softly. But Mary would roll her eyes. You can't control my life. She spoke harshly to her mothers in front of neighbors, and sometimes she insulted her openly, making Grace cry in silence at night. One evening, Grace was cooking in the kitchen when Mary stormed inside angrily. I'm tired of this house, Mary shouted. You complain too much. And Grace looked at her daughter with pain in her eyes. Everything I do is because I love you. And Mary laughed carelessly. Your love is too much. I don't need it. That statement broke Grace's heart. Weeks later, Mary stayed out late again. Her parents searched for her all night. And when she finally returned in the morning, her mother was worried and exhausted. Instead of apologizing, Mary insulted her mother again. You should stop acting like I'm a child, she yelled. And Grace could no longer hold her pain. Tears filled her eyes as she looked at her daughter. One day, Grace said sadly, when you become a mother, your own child will treat you the same way you are treating me now. Then you will understand the pain of a mother. The house became silent, and Daniel quickly stepped in. Grace, don't say such things. But the words had already been spoken. Mary laughed and walked away like it meant nothing. After many years, Mary became an adult and later got married to a kind man named John. They had a beautiful daughter called Lily. Mary was excited to become a mother, and she promised herself she would give Lily the best life. But as Lily grew older, strange things began to happen. Lily avoided Mary completely. Whenever Mary tried to hug her, Lily would push her away and say, I don't like you. Those words pierced Mary's heart. Slowly, the painful words her mother spoke years ago began to return to her mind. And for the first time in her life, Mary became afraid. As Lily grew older, her dislike for Mary became worse. Mary tried everything to make her daughter happy. She bought her gifts, cooked her favorite meals, and tried to spend time with her, but nothing worked. Lily always preferred Sarah, who was Mary's close friend, and Sarah lived nearby and often visited their house. At first, Mary was happy that Lily liked her friend. She thought it was harmless, but soon things changed. Whenever Lily had a problem, she ran to Sarah instead of her own mother. And Sarah understands me better, Lily would say. And Mary laughed about it at first, but deep inside, it hurt her deeply. That afternoon, Mary prepared a special dinner for Lily's birthday. She decorated the house and waited excitedly for her daughter to return from school. But Lily never came home. Hours later, Mary found that Lily had gone to Sarah's house to celebrate instead. That night, Mary cried quietly in her room. John tried to comfort her. She's still young, maybe she will change. But Mary's heart was heavy. As months passed, Lily started spending more time at Sarah's house. Sometimes she stayed there for days without calling her mother. Mary tried to correct her gently, but Lily became rude. You are always trying to control me, Lily shouted one day. The words sounded painfully familiar. And Mary suddenly remembered how she used to speak to her own mother years ago. For the first time, she understood the pain she had caused Grace. One weekend, Lily packed some clothes and announced she wanted to stay at Sarah's place permanently. And Mary was shocked. What do you mean permanently? And Lily replied, I'm happier there. Those words broke Mary completely. At Sarah's house, Everything seemed perfect in the beginning. Sarah gave Lily freedom and allowed her to do whatever she wanted. But after some time, Sarah changed. She became strict and impatient. She made Lily clean the entire house alone. Sometimes she shouted at her for small mistakes. She stopped giving her attention and kindness. One rainy evening, Lily became sick, but Sarah ignored her complaints. "Stop pretending," Sarah snapped, and Lily sat quietly in a corner, feeling lonely and unwanted. That night, she suddenly remembered her mother. She remembered the warm meals, the late night care, the gentle advice, and the endless patience. For the first time, Lily realized something painful. Nobody could truly replace a mother. Lily's condition became worse after several days. She felt weak and emotional, but Sarah showed little concern. One morning, Lily accidentally broke a glass cup while cleaning. Sarah became furious. "You are becoming a burden," she shouted angrily, and Lily rose in fear. At that moment, she finally understood the difference between comfort and real love. Sarah only enjoyed her company when things were easy, but a real mother stayed even difficult times. That evening, Lily sat alone and cried quietly. She remembered all the times Mary tried to love her, but she pushed her away, and guilt filled her heart. Without wasting time, Lily packed her small bag and left Sarah's house. Rain poured heavily as she walked home, and when Mary opened the door and saw her daughter standing outside soaked in rain, her heart nearly stopped. "Lily," she said, and Lily burst into tears immediately. "I'm sorry, Mom," she cried. "I treated you badly." Mary quickly pulled her daughter into a warm hug. At that moment, all the pain in her heart disappeared. "I've missed you so much," Mary said while crying, and Lily held her tightly. "Now I understand everything you tried to do for me." That night, mother and daughter sat together for hours talking honestly for the first time in years. As Mary listened to Lily speak, painful memories from her own past returned again, and the way Lily treated her was exactly how she treated her mother, even worse. And Mary suddenly realized the deep meaning behind her mother's words years ago. The next morning, Mary and John traveled to visit Grace and Daniel. When Grace opened the door and saw Mary crying, she immediately knew something was wrong. Mary fell to her knees. "Mom, please forgive me," she sobbed. "I hurt you so much when I was younger. Now I finally understand your pain." And her mother's eyes were filled with tears. She gently lifted her daughter up and hugged her tightly. "I forgave you a long time ago," she whispered. The entire family cried together, and from that day forward, peace slowly returned to the family. Mary became more patient and loving, and Lily also changed completely and learned to respect her mother deeply. And every time Mary looked at her mother, she remembered one important truth. A mother's love is one of the greatest gifts in life. If you enjoyed this story, do well to like, comment, and share this story.